Hi, my name is Brooklyn Lindsay Taylor. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm currently in the Pride Affinity RA. I'm filling out the returning RA application and applying for the position of Black Affinity RA for next year. Next year being the year 2024 through 25. First question for the required prompts is, what is a challenge you anticipate as a returning staff member? How will you overcome this challenge? Have your previous experiences influenced how you would approach this challenge? A challenge I anticipate as a returning staff member is probably a vast difference in residents. As time goes on, as the years go by, the class of people that have been heavily affected by the COVID-19 ongoing pandemic will begin to populate the university. And I think that's something to definitely be aware of when we're talking about communities and how those communities can be impacted by our own social development, especially when we enter them. As a Pride Affinity RA, I've noticed a lot of different places where residents come, and I've noticed and I've been able to bear witness to the places of social development that people come into university with, and I've also been able to see this development change through time. So I really think initially it will feel like a challenge that everyone's at a different place of social development, but as their RA, I get to kind of navigate that and take the time to get to know all of these residents on a one-on-one basis and learn how to best interact with them and help them develop these social skills, whatever they look like, because it could be many different things. And I think just being able to bear witness to that and support students through that and affirm them in their journey to developing social skills and is really important. So I don't really look at it more as a challenge. I kind of look at it more as like something that comes with the position of being an RA. There's always going to be changing individuals and changing people, and it's kind of our position to meet them in the middle and get to know them and find which ways we can impact them. So the second question goes, returners enter into many different roles within their community and their staff. What role do you anticipate playing in the upcoming academic year? As a returning staff member, I'd hope to take a role of leadership. During my first year, this is my first year, but during my first time going through RA training and just being an RA, I found myself very nervous and very anxious for what task would be at hand and what kind of experiences I would have. So I hope as a returning RA, I'm able to talk with any new staff that come on and help them with some of the anxieties that they may have. I feel like I am also on the spectrum of, I have autism, and I feel like throughout the RA process, in the process of being an RA currently, there's been times where I felt often overwhelmed by vague explanations and vague responsibilities. So I hope that in my role as a returning staff member, I'm able to give any new staff members clarity on what expectations that we have to follow and what those expectations really look like and how to properly execute them too. I think with being an affinity RA and really working with the RAs that I have been that are in the affinity programs at Alma Clark, I got so much support and understanding, and they've all been great leaders in my life and really helped me get to where I'm at. And I hope to do the same and fulfill a leadership position as well. I hope to be someone that people can come to for questions, someone that they can ask things. It's definitely a role that I've took on within my own community, within the Pride community, but I would love to see that also be reflected in my staff community. Question number 3 reads, growth is a core component of the resident's life experience. What do you hope to learn or skills do you hope to gain as a returner? This is a great question. So this year has been my first year as an RA, and as I mentioned earlier, I've been in the Pride Affinity Housing RA, and I feel like I've learned so much, and there's still so much I hope to learn, and there's so much learning I need to do. In the upcoming year, taking on another position as an RA, potentially in a Pride, and not potentially in a Pride, but potentially in an affinity program, I hope to be a little bit better organized. I feel like this year I've kind of gone my organization skills have not been as at the place where I want them to be, but every quarter gets better. I learn to organize it a little bit better. So I'm hoping that as my time as an RA continues, I'm able to gain those better organizational skills and kind of really structure how I would like to do intentional conversations. One-on-ones is usually what I call them, and just like being a figure of the community that's like very structurally sound and like stable in the way that I schedule and show up for my residents. I feel like I am becoming that, and I feel like I have been that, but there's always more work to be done, and I'm very excited to be able to do that work.